Hey beauties, welcome back to my channel. Today we are talking all about Louis Vuitton Beauty. There has been so much buzz and excitement surrounding this launch ever since it was announced. Parent company LVMH is already fully entrenched in the beauty space, and luxury beauty in particular has seen tremendous growth over the past few years. So it makes perfect sense for Louis Vuitton to have their own brand, their own piece of the pie. Expectations were always going to be through the roof, but it's even more exciting since we have the iconic mother, Pat McGrath, at the helm as creative director. My early prediction is that this launch is going to have a huge impact on the luxury beauty space and the competition. And now we have so much more information, so let's talk about it. If you have any serious interest in this launch whatsoever, I highly recommend checking out Chic Profile 4 on Instagram, Tavia's account. She posted so many great pictures, lots of great information. Trendmood has some pictures. I read some articles online. That's where I'm getting all of this information. I did not have time to run to our local boutique. We do have a Louis Vuitton in Coral Gables at Merrick Park, so if I can, I'm going to stop by tomorrow and see if I can talk to a sales associate, see if they have any more marketing materials, see if I can look over the pre-order selection, and just get as much information as humanly possible. Pre-orders begin August 25th. You can already sign up to be notified on their website if you have the Louis Vuitton app, and then it will launch officially August 29th online and in select stores. So I think there's a Harrods exclusive. There might be a Saks or Bergdorf's exclusive here in the States. I'm not sure, but it will definitely be available in the Louis Vuitton boutiques. The first detail I appreciate is that the packaging is refillable. I think this is so important moving forward. We have so much waste going on, so much overconsumption with beauty. I love to see a luxury brand come out with refillable packaging. The designer who created the components was actually inspired by the iconic turn lock key of the Louis Vuitton monogram, so that was taken into consideration with this refillable packaging, and it's actually made out of aluminum and brass components. It's not plastic. That way it feels weighted, it feels cool to the touch, it holds temperature. LV in Roman numerals is the number 55, so we have 55 lipsticks, 27 in creamy satin, and 28 in velvety matte finishes, 10 lip balms, and then 8 eyeshadow palettes. The price of a lipstick case and refill is $160, and then the additional refills will be $69. So this is incredibly steep. Not an entry-level price tag whatsoever, and when I simply look at the photos of the lipsticks, yes, they look pretty. It looks like it's going to be a nice range, a lot of rich, beautiful reds, gorgeous tones. I saw some creamy looking nudes. They have the LV logo imprinted on the lipstick tube itself. It's pretty simple other than that. I think it is a very simple looking case for $160. Immediately reminded me of the Chanel 31 Le Rouge lipsticks in the glass packaging, a very elevated luxury price point. The formula contains 85% skincare base, long-lasting comfort, long-wear vivid color for the matte, and moisturizing for the satin finish. And then we have 10 sheer lip balms that are nourishing and buildable with shea butter, hyaluronic acid, 5 flavor berry extract, 48-hour hydration and smoothing effect, has mint and raspberry scent. You will never in this lifetime or any lifetime catch me spending $160 on a lip balm. A light tint on the lips, absolutely not. You can find something similar for $5 at Target, but there are also so many different elevated luxury options for a lip balm. I just don't get all that excited about a lip balm. I love a true lipstick. Even $69 for the refill is outrageously expensive. This is not going to be for the casual consumer, the casual beauty lover. It's not going to be for the Pat McGrath fan, unfortunately. I think the lure, the draw, the excitement surrounding Pat McGrath at Louis Vuitton, it's going to bring a lot of Pat McGrath loyalists over. You know, people are going to be interested. They're going to want to check it out. But unfortunately, at this price point, it's going to be cost prohibitive for most people. I imagine the early success of this launch is going to be Louis Vuitton loyalists, super fans of the brand who are constantly checking out their limited edition collections like the Murakami, the Cherry collection, people who just live and breathe Louis Vuitton. There's a huge group of people who love the brand. They are going to be interested in the new beauty, probably. I think luxury beauty lovers, of course, bloggers, influencers, people who create content surrounding beauty are going to be interested in this. At first glance of the price tags of these products, I was ready to write off the entire collection. When I started to read more about the inspiration, the designer, the refillable component, how it's not made of plastic, I started to get interested again. I would like to see these in person if I possibly can, but right now my plan is to purchase one lipstick. I'm just too curious about the formula. Is it comparable to Pat McGrath Labs lipsticks? Is it comparable to something else you can get at Sephora? Is it so much better than a Chanel Dior? Is it long lasting? Does it feel amazing? At the end of the day, it's just lipstick. Is it going to be so much more superior that it truly justifies the price tag? Absolutely not. I could not sit here and tell you that these are so special and they're definitely worth the money. But if you are a luxury beauty collector, if you like indulging in these one-off special pieces, I think, of course, there is still going to be a little curiosity, a little interest there. This is coming from somebody who just spent $500 on the Dior Rouge Premier lipstick made of ceramic and 18 karat gold. So something like this does spark a little interest. I'm certainly not picking up many refills. I'm not going to be doing swatches for you. It's going to be a one and done for me, and then we'll see what it is. I'm going to do my best to find a very pretty, creamy nude lipstick, something that I'll actually get use out of, and then I'm going to call it a day. Where I'm a little bit disappointed is actually the eyeshadow palettes. There are 8 different color stories. Thanks to Tavia, we have photos of all 8 of these palettes. I like the packaging, but it is not at all what I expected. For some reason, I was envisioning maybe like a mini mothership. I didn't expect a huge mothership palette, but I was sort of thinking we would get something sort of square, not just the round compact. I thought it'd be something a little bit larger, a little bit more impressive because, when you look at Hermes, Chanel, Dior, most of the other luxury brands, you get a little quad. It's just a little compact, a little 4 shadows, maybe a 5 shadow, maybe a quint, but it's just like a little, that's it. That's not Pat McGrath. That's not the Pat McGrath I know. When I think of Pat McGrath and eyeshadow, I think of something really luxurious, opulent, over the top, something that makes you go, wow. It's not bad. It's not ugly. I'm sort of coming around to it, but yeah, it's not what I expected. It looks a little bit like YSL. Besides the flower detail on the inside, I do think that is a really nice touch, but you're still just getting 4 little eyeshadows on the inside. I need to see how big this compact is because that's the other thing in these photos. It looks like just a normal, small, circular compact. So for the price, you're telling me I'm only getting 4 small little eyeshadows in that quad? I've been searching everywhere. I haven't been able to see the grams, the amount of product. Each eyeshadow case and refill retails for $250, and then the refills are $92. At least with the Tom Ford eyeshadow palettes, you can only get 4 shades, but they're pretty large. I would have to compare the grams, but I feel like you get a lot of eyeshadow in the Tom Ford palette. $92 for the refill is absolutely absurd. $250 for the refillable case is outrageous. I haven't seen any mixed feedback here. I think most people are appalled by this price point, especially given the current economic climate. It sort of feels like, who is this for? I love the black and gold case with the Louis Vuitton logo, the monogram detail on the front. It looks very luxurious, and again, I really need to feel this in person. Apparently it's not plastic, it's made out of other materials. I think this could feel very nice and luxurious. $250 worth? Probably not. This would make for a very beautiful everyday palette. Again, I'm so curious to actually feel the textures. Are they creamy? Are they pigmented? How do they go on the eye? If they are insanely good quality, this would be a nice palette if you're considering any of these color stories, but I guarantee you have all of these shades already in your makeup collection 10 times over. The next palette is a little more interesting, cooler tones. It looks like there's a really pretty mauve, matte dark brown, sort of a shimmer, perfect for the lid. I don't like the look of that top cream shade because it feels a little bit wasteful. The bottom three are really nice, and then that one shade up at the top, it's kind of a throwaway shade. If you're spending $260 on an eyeshadow palette, no throwaway shades. You really have to love every single eyeshadow in that palette to justify. But I do think this would probably, again, be very pretty, neutral, wearable, could be used every single day, but a little bit more cool tones. The pink palette looks interesting only because that top left shade looks like it has a gold reflect. And I don't know if there's that big of a difference between all of the pinks. I'm personally not interested in a pink eyeshadow palette, but I do think visually it's very pretty. I can't really get excited about that one. Then we have a deeper purple palette. This looks very nice. Cool tones, great for purple lovers. There's a peach eyeshadow palette, great warm tones for summer. This pop of maroon is really interesting. This gives me fall vibes, whereas the previous palette looks like summer. This looks like fall. Very, very pretty. Blue eyeshadow, anyone? Anyone interested in this? That frosty blue at the top is pretty. But yeah, I have a feeling this is not going to be a top seller. Who knows? I could be totally wrong. Maybe a lot of people are going to look at this and think, well, at least it's something different. And then this color story also reminds me a bit of fall with that olive green. I think that's really pretty. The gold. But doesn't it feel like you've seen these color stories before? I swear, as I was swiping through, immediately I thought of Dior. I'm undecided on the eyeshadow palettes. Part of me just cannot wrap my head around the $260 price tag. And I'm thinking back to my Christian Louboutin palettes. I don't remember what I paid for the eyeshadow palette. I picked up both the face palette and the eyeshadow palette. I actually liked the quality. I still have them. I don't use them. And I remember that justification. Yes, they're insanely expensive because you only need to buy the palette once and then you just get the refill. But how often are you actually going through eyeshadows to the point where you need a refill? Probably not very often, rarely if ever. If Pat McGrath was not connected to the brand whatsoever, I wouldn't even give this a second thought. It would just be no, a total skip for me. Knowing that Pat McGrath is part of the brand, I feel like she has got to have some sort of input on the quality of these shadows. It's not the completely different total disruption that I was hoping for. So at this point, I can see myself realistically maybe going for one lipstick, one eyeshadow palette. That's about it. If you have any interest in seeing a review of these eyeshadows, please let me know which palette you would like to see swatched, you would like to see demonstrated, because I'm only going to choose one. But if there is an overwhelming majority, I will absolutely choose your favorite. So at least my review can be helpful to somebody. If I had to guess, I'd say this launch is probably going to be very successful for the brand. I mean, there's a huge markup with beauty products, especially with these products. There is going to be a huge markup, a huge opportunity to introduce the brand to customers who maybe don't want to spend thousands of dollars on a bag, but they want a special token from Louis Vuitton. So maybe they purchase a lipstick to mark a special occasion. Even at this price point, a lipstick could be that one and only Louis Vuitton purchase somebody makes. I do think there is a client for this. It's not going to be widely popular. I think you'll probably see a lot of photos of this collection on your Instagram feeds for the first few weeks. And then eventually, I kind of see the buzz dying out. If Louis Vuitton wanted to be very serious in the beauty space, I think they would have priced themselves much lower, more comparable to a Chanel, a Dior, a YSL, so that they could take market share and really get in the mix. I don't think they're targeting that customer. The problem is we have already seen so many price hikes across the board. I mean, even drugstore brands are increasing their prices. And with Louis Vuitton moving the bar a little bit higher, in some cases a lot higher, it just normalizes spending so much money on luxury beauty when at the end of the day, packaging aside, ingredients aside, it's a lipstick, it's an eyeshadow palette, it's an eyeshadow quad. That's it. It is entirely possible that after a few months, once the buzz wears down, once people are tired of seeing the photos on their Instagram feeds, when other brands are launching their holiday collections, when the holidays are in full swing and people have other things to be distracted by, Louis Vuitton Beauty could very slowly fizzle out, and it could just be one of those items that is available in store. If you're interested, it's there, great. But you're not really going to be hearing about it on a regular basis anymore. Similar to Hermes, Byredo, other luxury brands that didn't really capitalize, I think, on the beauty craze. They kind of have beauty. It's something they offer, but they're not really known for beauty. It's just kind of an afterthought. From the entire launch, the items that really excite me are actually the accessories that go along with Louis Vuitton Beauty. The lipstick pouches, the little baby trunk for the lipstick. There are a couple different vanity bags. The brush case looks really interesting. I think pieces like that will be nice collectibles for beauty lovers, and then you can fill your bag, fill your case with whatever brand lipstick. You don't necessarily have to throw in a $160 lip balm to your Louis Vuitton case. You could just hold on to the case, clip it to your bag, and enjoy the accessories. The small leather goods and the little miscellaneous items I've seen paired and styled with this beauty launch are actually a little bit more exciting for me. Whether you love it, hate it, you're interested, you couldn't care less, I think the real lasting impact of this Louis Vuitton beauty launch that is going to affect the entire beauty industry is the price hikes. All of the other luxury brands are going to be taking note and figuring out how much more they can suck out of their loyal customers, how much further they can move the goalpost. And if the luxury brands are doing it, the mid-tier brands are doing it, the drugstore brands are going to be doing it. And before you know it, I think we're going to be seeing $30, $40 foundations at the drugstore. The price points, I'm not a huge fan of. The sustainability, the refillable packaging, that I can absolutely get behind. And as soon as I get any more information, any more photos, as soon as I can get my grubby little hands on some of these beauty products, of course, I'm going to share with you. Sound off down below in the comment section. I am so curious, what are your thoughts? Are you a Louis Vuitton loyalist? Could you not care less about this beauty launch? Let me know your thoughts down below. And that completes today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed it and you liked hearing my thoughts. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. Leave me your comments, questions down below. As always, I will be linking everything on my face. Everything mentioned will be down below in the description box and tagged directly to the video for your convenience. And for more videos like this, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell.